just want to read you this poster that I have because I hear a lot of pro-lifers say that life begins at conception. So my poster reads, "Life begins when you understand living women matter more than potential babies."
What is it?
What do you mean?
If it's a potential baby, what is inside of a woman?
It's a fetus?
Is it living?
No.
How can it grow if it's not living?
Actually, that's like saying if an acorn is a tree.
When does the fetus become living?
That's actually a good question, but that line...
Yeah, of course, because you don't know it. Because it's living. It's living.
How about you let her speak?
You're fundamentally denying science to validate your opinion.
You actively deny science, ma'am.
How am I denying? What science did I deny, Darby?
Okay, so let's look at some posters over here.
But
you don't have to be here.
I need you to tell me what science. You just made an accusation that I denied science. What science did I deny?
That it's a child inside of you. It is a clump of cells when
I'm a clump of cells. So when does a child or fetus or clump of cells, whatever you want to call it, when does this clump of cells or fetus become living?
When it can sustain.
My newborns aren't sustainable. You can't just have a newborn and they just like live on their own, right?
Right.
They're not sustainable. They need help and assistance to survive. So is a newborn not worthy of life? Is a newborn not worthy of life?
I do have one thing to say to you. How is it that when my mom was in college 30 years ago, she was protesting the exact same thing that me and these wonderful other women and men on this side have been protesting? How is it? Why? Why are we still protesting? Why are we still having to talk about this issue? It is a basic human right to have an abortion, to have a choice.
The reason we're still having the question is because some people don't want to accept the natural consequences of heterosexual sex and be inconvenienced by another human life and want to selfishly choose to end human life in order to have their whims met.
I remember these student activist types from when I was in college. They are zealots, they're very emotional, and they always love to do this whenever somebody comes to campus to give a speech about a topic that they disagree with. They make it like a sport to go to that event and try to ruin it. You know, whether they're protesting it, whether they heckle or stand up and scream and interrupt the speaker, or even if, and this girl, by comparison, is being very respectful to what I often saw, but, you know, she's actually asking a question, right? And she's being a little bit heated and rude during the questioning, but at least she is doing it during the correct time, the Q&A session. So what she does here is she's cornering herself in the same corner that pro-choice and pro-abortion people always do, which is they deny the fact that it's a baby inside of a woman who's pregnant. And they want to fight tooth and nail to deny that that thing, whatever it is a living baby or a living human. And it's almost as if as soon as they accepted that, if they ever admitted that, then it would be so horrific because you'd have to admit that you're killing a baby. So that's why they use terms like clumps of cells or fetus or dehumanizing terms. It's just part of their disassociation with the action that they're committing. It's just the reality of the situation. And I think that that's why so many of these activist types fight so hard on that terminology that means so much to them, because if they lost that battle ever, they'd have to admit that what they're doing is horrific. So anyway, let me know what you guys thought of this clip in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching.